Hi guys, hi everybody. Griffin, I love you. Mom, I love you. I love everybody. Um, okay, Lucy Daniels, are you there? Bob's mom, who came in with her husband Saul last time.
She says yes.
Okay. You got me. Okay, I have never ever talked to a spirit, and I think Jamie's going to get a kick out of this too because it was so hard to explain in the text. Bob has two older sisters. Well, his oldest sister is extremely spiritual like you and talks to the mom all the time. Bob is a skeptic, like hugely, and he had been in a funk. Okay, so his mom must have known that he needed her. So did she do a trickaroony? He was not going to listen, but my words to him were, I was like so shook. I was like, Bob, I've never talked to a spirit that said they're not doing okay on the other side. So maybe if you listen, that could give her some peace, like just for her. Like, you're tricky, Lucy. I was laughing my ass off on the treadmill. His sisters texted me, thank you so much for getting Bob to listen. Because I had told Jesse, his daughter, we've told him now, don't say anything else. The chances are he probably won't listen, you know? But I go, it's tripping me out because I've never talked to a spirit. She's been gone. He said I brought peace to their family that they haven't had in 40 years to him. Right?
That's so sweet.
So you said she had a strong constitution. She was talking in front of her ex, who I'm not going to go into his private issues, but there's a lot she could have said. So I took it like she was saying she was dying of breast cancer and she couldn't prepare her kids the way she wanted to. Like I couldn't have been able to prepare Dylan that age to leave with Eric if I was still with Eric, because Eric's abusive. You know what I mean? And what if I told Dylan that, then Dylan's going to go tell Eric that, and it's just, you don't know what to do. It's just going to complicate the situation. And she put it in such an eloquent way. She said, I couldn't get him ready for life's problems and worries. And what she said, what mom, it gives me the chills to this day. She said, what mom does that? Like leaves their kids. And I'm like, Lucy, you got breast cancer. Like you had no control. You know what I mean? And it cracked me up too, because I later thought, this Bobby is a mama's boy and he doesn't even know it. Like he would have been so spoiled by this woman because his sisters, his older sisters, they're all extremely intelligent, all of them. But his older sister, who I'm dying to meet, and he promised now that I can meet her more than in passing. I've met her in passing, but now I'm so excited to talk to her because she's like you, she's extremely spiritual. And she was the one that said, mom tricked you. She did that so you would listen. Did you do that on purpose, Lucy? Because she said, mom's just fine. I talk to her all the time.
She said yes.
Smart.
She said they're real emotions.
Yeah,
they're
because you
real
miss your
emotions.
Kid. Yeah. Did you know he needed you, Lucy? Was that why you said that?
Yes. She says it's why I wanted to be honest. But she says they're real emotions towards him. She says my daughters are not that way.
Right.
They do not need me.
What do you feel about him, Lucy, since he was so young when you died? Is there anything you want to tell him, or would he have been a mama's boy? Am I right about that?
She says, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like, were you doting over him?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was my boy.
I wonder if he doesn't remember that, or if he remembers some of it.
She said, I think his heart remembers it.
Right. Right.
But sometimes the heart, is soft and forgetful.
Right. Of course. And he's 58 now,
She said, I think if there was just one thing She's kind of talking fast. And whenever I go to look at her, it's like I don't really see her, but I can hear her in my head, which is
Right,
weird. It's like
right,
shared space.
right.
Um,
She wants to make sure you hear her, Jamie.
Loud and clear. Thanks. The message she would want for him is to understand that he's not lesser than for
Right.
not having her in his life. It doesn't
Okay.
make him branded as some victim or lost boy. He spends a lot of time listening to what other people say he is rather than being who he is.
And I will inflect here, and he may not appreciate this, but she knows and I know, so what's the difference? And only he's going to hear this. He picks some pretty fucking strong women that tell him how it is, or how
She
they
said,
think it is, or who they think he is. Like, I get
that's it.
mad. Yeah. And it's not who he is. He's
It's not
beautiful, he's amazing, he's all these things, and he picks these hardcore New Yorker women.
bossy, is what was said.
Right, right. Were you like that, Lucy, at all, or no? You're not that.
Mm-mm.
So he's picking the opposite of you, because he was too young when you died to realize who you were, probably all the way.
Yeah, she says, I feel like he's picking more intense female um, relationships because he didn't have mine to coach him. So he's
Right,
trying to make up for it. So I
right,
want one that's big, that can tell me, that can direct me, that can hold me.
right.
She said, he's not a baby anymore.
No, I mean, he's really an amazing man. He wasn't interested in school, probably a lot like my dad, because my dad lost his mom at a young age, and I think it sends kids sideways, especially boys, to mothers. And I'm not really sure why, but it seems to be what I've noticed. But I could be wrong, and I could be corrected. But my dad went through the same thing, dropped out of high school, and ended up being a dean of a college. So, and he ended up opening a company and doing amazing things. Amazing. Like, he handed down a company to his son. Who does that? You know what I mean? And he gives himself no credit. I feel he doesn't give himself the credit he deserves. You know, I feel that way. And I don't know if that has to do with losing his mom so early. And he had a
She feels
tumultuous
like it does.
relationship with his dad. And his dad made a forgiveness with him before he died, from what I understand. Big time.
He's here. He said yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They talked all about it, and he wasn't extremely thorough, but he did emotionally speak to the point of the abuse.
Okay. But aren't you guys proud of him? Like, he's really something.
She says, you don't even need to ask. Yes,
Okay.
very
Are you
proud.
with him all the time, Lucy? Can I tell him that you're there all the time?
I'm there daily. I'm not
Okay.
there all the time.
Okay. Okay.
She says, you can't do that to him. He needs to be on his own.
Okay.
He gets
Okay.
overwhelmed.
Okay. It would spook him, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, so not all the time.
Okay. But you definitely check on him, and you'd come if he called for you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I love you. And I tell you what, I've talked to a lot of spirits, and Jamie has too. And I've never talked to someone that tricked me and said they weren't doing well. But I get what you're saying. You
Okay.
were worried about him. It
Yeah.
wasn't really a trick. It was a way to get him to listen. Like, I love you, son.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It was smart, Lucy, because I've tried for how many years to get this guy to listen.
She says, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's saying goodbye.
Bye. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. That's
They're
so
gone.
sweet. So sweet. Okay. Um, okay. Mary, Andrie, and George Andre, are they there? She just crossed over. I love her. She's an NFL wife. I have the chills. She died in her sleep last week. Has she crossed over yet, Jamie? I don't think they've had her celebration of life yet. It might be in a day or two.
They haven't had it yet.
Okay.
Griffen saying yes, she crossed over.
Okay, we've talked to George before, and you guys loved him. He's real sweet. He was an NFL player. She took care of him. I don't know how many kids they have, but they have a lot of grandchildren because he talked a lot about them. And her daughter wants to know. Ask her daddy. Did they take good care of his number one girl? That's what he called her. Did they take good care of her?
That's a yes, and a yes.
Okay.
It's funny, she's not showing up over here
Okay.
with everybody that kind of comes in. She's with the football crew.
Okay.
Step aside, let her in, step aside, let her in.
Oh, so she's standing by the football players?
Yeah.
I love her. She has the greatest sense of humor too. Great. You'd love her, Jamie. Love her. She's
She says,
tiny,
these are our
right?
men.
Compared to those football players. She's like me and you.
She looks like a kid.
Yeah, by those football players especially. But okay, so I don't think she made it even a year after he died. She was at his grave. There's a picture of her at his grave like the day or 2 days before she died in a lawn chair, and you can see her back, and she was dead in her sleep 2 days later, and she's sitting in her lawn chair beside his grave, which has a spot for her waiting at the show or whatever. But I know she didn't want to leave her children and her grandchildren, but they had a love. I think she died of heartbreak is what my guess is, because it's like when you've been with someone so long, you just can't, Is that the way it went, or am I wrong?
No, she said, you are not wrong.
Okay, yeah.
She's thanking you for doing this. She thinks this is very inspirational. She wants to say hi.
I love you, Mary.
She said, I love you. She wants to say hi to her kids.
Okay.
She wants to say, I love you. And she said, everything is just how I wanted it to be. Everything has been so perfect. Like,
you're gonna make me
perfect.
Cry.
She looks like she's dressed for some kind of red carpet event.
Right? She dressed so nice in the pictures. Oh my God. Hair always just so, yeah.
Just perfect.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. He dresses nice too. That's what we noticed last time.
She's got it's not a V-neck like this, but it's wide and it comes all the way across. Like sleek. She's in her dream. She's permanently in her dream. Okay.
So, Mary, your daughter wanted me to ask you, are you coming through as any dog she might come through as? They feel like they've been seeing things. We saw some significant things over and over, and she just wants to confirm that you're visiting, I guess, like already visiting.
There are two things that she's talking about. One, that is either a butterfly or a dragonfly. I don't think it's anything smaller.
Okay.
And it looks too petite to be a bird.
Okay.
But it's, the sightings are kind of in your face, very present. It's not like I'm looking across the field and there's one. It's not like that.
Okay.
The other one are a series of numbers.
Okay. So look for series of numbers, maybe like her husband's playing number or something like that?
Well, she first mentioned birthdays.
Okay.
She said she doesn't do his number. That's his job.
Okay. I love that.
There's been 2 moments where she has sat down to talk specifically to Mary.
Okay.
And she said that Mary could feel, this sounds weird, but could feel the breath of her on her face, like
Mm-hmm.
it was very exciting for her to get
Yes.
that kind of response.
Yes.
So
It's not
she
weird.
does
Yeah.
continue to do a lot of talking, but mostly she grabs attention by doing signs. What's that?
Mary,
Oh, I
when
can't see it.
you can't, can you see now?
No, it's all like
Oh,
blurry and too small.
okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
She's so sweet. I
She's
want to see if I
cute.
can,
She's right here.
yeah, I want to see if I can blow it up. I just loved her. Just loved her. She was a big supporter of CTE too. See?
Oh my God, that is her hair.
Yeah.
Oh, she has darker lips there. They're not dark and
Here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, when you're there, you can be whoever you want. So maybe she's picking a different year.
it's more rosy, her lips.
Right.
But
Right.
still the thin eyebrows, but that is her
Definitely
hair.
her hair. Yeah.
So freaking shiny and smooth. I don't know how you do it.
Right.
Should you
So
die for
shiny. Yeah. She said you die for it. She's funny. See, I told you she's funny. Mary, you
it?
almost made me spit out my coffee.
She says, the thing you do for your looks.
Mm-hmm. You can come back anytime, you know that, but do you have any other messages?
No, she is helping her family with her transition right now.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Some things she's noticing is the quality of her voice, her speaking voice is so good right now.
It is?
Yeah.
Must not have been good before or something. I don't know. They'll relate to that.
Yeah, I'm hoping they'll.
It'll make
What do I have in my face? Hold on. It's weird. Since I said the touching and the breathing on the face, I feel like something's on me. Like there was a rasp or a cough or like a.
it's gone.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
likes that because she likes
Good.
talking.
Good.
And she'll definitely show up. But she says that's where she belongs, over there with the football players.
I love you. Well, we're gonna do a lot of talking about CTE, so come back when we do because oof, there's a lot of wives now talking about writing books, so maybe I'll go ahead and do it.
Please do it. Please make a
Yeah.
compilation of stories. Compilation, is that what it's called?
I'm
P.S.
ready because I think we'll have the blessings now of people.
Yes. She's wearing heels.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd tell you.
Yeah.
And she's still that little.
Yeah.
She's wearing heels
Right. Of
with
course
the
she
little
is.
strap on the ankle.
Right.
You could never catch me in those. I don't even know where you buy those shoes.
Yeah.
I normally don't see feet on people, but I see her feet.
Oh, I love it. I love you, Mary. Thank you. And I will tell your daughter to
She
keep
says
breathing
thank
on
you.
her. That's funny. I know. I know. I know.